Hello everyone, this is Brittany with Redeemable Junk, and I'm here today to show you how to make a hidden spine. A spine where your seam binding does not show through the outside. So first you're going to want to start with a thick piece, I wouldn't really call it paper, but it's thicker than cardstock. You want it to be thick and sturdy because it's going to be the base of your spine. And what I do is you're then going to measure where that fits in there snugly. And you're going to cut that piece of paper or whatever you want to call it, chipboard or whatever it is. So I'm going to pause this and go cut this and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, that fits in there snug and my cover still closes. My back closes good. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to either get, I like mine to match, so I get another piece of paper that matches the inside of my decoration. But you could use any color of paper that you want. And you're just going to measure that to be the same. And something else I do, is I almost forgot to mention, was I put Tyvek on here. So hold on real fast and let me go grab my Tyvek. Okay, I almost forgot about that. So what I'm going to do is I use Tyvek from the United States Postal Service. Their envelopes are Tyvek, and that's what I use. So what I'm going to do is I just use my Fabri-Tac. And it really doesn't matter what any of it looks like because it's going to be covered up. Why isn't that coming out? There we go, I think. What I do is I just lay my centerpiece on the Tyvek, push it down real well. Don't mind my dirty bone folder. I need a new one terribly bad. Isn't that horrible looking? It's so disgusting. It has glue and everything else all over it. To be honest with you, I don't even know what all it has on it. It's glue and stain from distress stains and... Oh, I'm out of frame, sorry. Next, I'm just going to cut around my center spine. It's usually pretty easy to do, and get that out of the way. You want to make sure that your Tyvek is glued down really well, though, because your decoration piece is going to go over that, so if it's not, it will come up. And it will want to pull up. Let me get my towel. So, just want to make sure it's spread out real well. Now I do the same thing with my decorative piece. I get it. I'm just going to put Fabri-Tac down and glue it down to this. I better flip that over though or I'm going to do the wrong side. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I glue it to the wrong side. I think it's about time for me to get a new bottle. This is not wanting to come out good. I have to really squeeze it. And if you want, you can sew this afterwards and then you won't have to glue it as well. That might be a good idea. Something to try. I normally don't. Sorry, I'm not in frame very well. There we go. Just want to push it down really well. Make sure it's lined up, and I don't think this slid off. It did. So just slide it back where it lines up. Give that a minute to dry and cut it out. I'll go ahead and cut it out now. And now the next part, what I do is I eyeball everything. So let me get a minute to get all my signatures ready and collect all my supplies, and I'll be right back. Okay, on this next part, I just get my signature. I make sure all my pages are lined up how I want them. And I push down on the table real well. Like that. I get these little things. I got them from the Dollar Tree. And I clamp them onto the top and the bottom to hold my pages and my signature in place. That's up a little bit too far. Let's see. And they are. So, hold on. Let's try that again. See if that's better. Yeah, got it. Barely. It's not getting on my pages. They're not quite big enough to get them all. We'll make it work. Okay. I already went ahead and did the other signature. See? So then we're going to figure out... I'm trying to think here. Sorry. We're going to figure out where we want our signatures to lay in our book. So, or our journal. So what I usually do is I get this out and I just lay it there. And I would lay my journal on here. And like I said, I eyeball these. I sometimes measure. But I'd say I want it about there. About there. Probably about there would be good. I do measure a little bit. Let me find my ruler. Wish me luck. Oh, there it is. Because I do like them to be evenly spaced from the outside. So, I think I'll go 3/4 over, or a 1/2 inch over is what I'm going to do. On both of them. I just come down here, I do the same thing. I do the same thing down here. And then I get my crocodile. Let me grab that. I put my setting not on the largest hole, but the smallest hole. I'm going to put this through there. And put a hole through it. Now as you can see, it ain't going all the way through because I don't think it's completely dry, but that's okay. Or it went through, it's just... didn't take all the backing off of it. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And now what I do is I open it up to the center signature, or to the center of the journal, the center of the signature, yeah. And I just line the holes up to it. About where it would be. I make sure top and bottom's about even. Like I said, I don't make mine perfect at all. I just eyeball them. This ain't one to lay down. It's giving me a little bit of problems. I don't want my head in there because my hair is wet and not done. So I'm having a little bit of problems right now. You want to find your center crease. I just found it, and I just mark a dot on it. And if it isn't perfect, you can always just move it over. And of course, I'm going to have to redo this real quick because it loosened it. My signatures in this one is weird. I don't know what is wrong with it, but let me rearrange these real quick. Oh, one page is a little long, it seems like. Okay. Let's try this again. I think that'd be good. And then I do the same thing to the other signature. Okay, now we're ready to start sewing. So the next part is just like you would sew a normal signature in, except you're sewing it to this part, okay? So it's just like sewing a normal signature. It is no different. Let me get my needle. Of course, it's going to be the last one that comes out, because it's going to be difficult. Okay. I actually got some new needles from a member in my group, and I can't wait to, we do Wednesday wishes, and I got one as a Wednesday wish. I need to get them out because they're actually better. Something I forgot to tell you that we need to do is poke holes through our signatures. So before we can sew them, we need to get our owl or awl or whatever it's called, ice pick looking thing. And you're going to put holes through it where you marked them. You want to make sure it comes out the center of the back. If not, your signatures are going to be all, they're going to lay weird. Sometimes I get lucky and they go straight through. Sometimes I don't, and I got to rearrange them. Looks like I got pretty lucky on all these. Do it to the next one. If your book's nice and tight and you pushed it down like I taught you, it should go straight to the center, but like this one didn't. It don't always work that way. This one's going to be difficult. There we go. And now when I put my needle through that, it's going to give me problems because it's want to go through the first hole, but that's all right. So I want this on the front. So what we're going to do, this video is quite long, a lot longer than I wanted. I'm only going to sew one signature in and give you guys the idea of how it works. So we're just going to pull it through the middle hole. Pull it through the middle hole here. Go to the top hole. It didn't go through. I'm going to pause this for a minute and remake that hole. Okay, I got it. Now we're going to go through the back hole. And this one's probably going to give me problems. Oh, it went straight through. You're going to go through the back hole of your cardboard center spine thingy. And then back through the center of it. And so I got too much string, so I'm going to... Oh, I couldn't have done that if I tried again. I went straight through the center of that string. You also want to make sure one string's on one side of this and one's on the other side whenever we tighten it. I'm just doing this because it's my favorite color. You don't have to do that. I just don't want to waste any. You pull it real tight. You look on the back. Make sure it's tight. Like I said, make sure one string's on one side, one string's on the other. Tie it. Switch hands with the string. Tie it again. And that helps it from coming unlooped. And your first signature is done. So to keep this video from getting very long, what you're going to do after you sew your other signature in is you're going to get your Tyvek and you're going to put Tyvek all over the back of this. And you're going to glue it down. And you're going to push really hard on it, on both sides in the center. And you're going to want to sit it there and let it dry. You're going to want to let it dry for probably about 24 hours. And then your signatures, your journal's done. So I hope that this was helpful and helps you guys understand how to do it. Sorry that it's so long. I don't really know how to make it any shorter. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks.